TV and Channel 9, what was the progression there from...
out of the blue?
Yeah.
Radio was my dream, because radio had been so much a part of my life. I was living and breathing it 8 days a week, loving it. And then out of the blue, Gary Burns it was at Channel 9, he was the head of sport, called me and said there's an opening doing the schoolboy football. And I said, wow.
The Commonwealth Bank Cup.
Commonwealth Bank Cup, that was 94. And I went along and they the first day they hand you the navy jacket with a wide water sports logo on. The beige brown special. I think I may have slept in it that first night. I may have worn it down the shops to buy the paper. It was pretty amazing.
Richie used to wear his in Coogee.
But again, I had to do that. I had to call the schoolboys with Ray Hadley's blessing. It didn't interfere with anything I was doing at TUE because normally they were Friday afternoon games for TV. But Ray said, "Yeah, sweet, go for it." But then it turned into a full-time job, and I had to, give up radio, and it was really a decision I shed tears over. I tossed and turned. Oh, geez, what should I do? Took about 6 weeks to reach a decision, but ended up going down the TV road and have been in that side of the media ever since.
And you have done some cracking TV shows. We brought that up on Full Credit to the Boys.
Robot Wars. Robot Wars, Dancing on Ice. Yeah, wow. I've called...
Was it Australia's greatest athlete or something?
I've called... in one way or another, I think I may have called more sport than any commentator. I'm not giving myself a rap because it's not a rap. It's just a fact that I've been asked to call so many things, and guinea pig racing.
The dancing on ice was the highlight.
Dancing on ice was ridiculous. I wasn't offered a position. I wasn't asked to consider. I was told, Vossy, on a Friday, I was told on this Sunday we want you out at, it was Norwest or Borkham Hills, there's an ice skating rink out there, and Jane Torval and Christopher Dean will be there, and we want you to go meet them, and you have to sit with them for half an hour and learn everything you can about ice skating and ice dancing, and then you're the commentator on the TV show starting next Tuesday. And Robot Wars was even worse. Robot Wars, I'm called into an office, and Jay Lagaya, isn't it? Jay Lagaya was the host. He'd recorded all the pieces to camera over in England, throwing to Darryl East, like, next we got, he's saying, these guys, we got this battle between blah, 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 the Sherman tank made out of whatever, out of a tin can, and against that. And he said, now your commentator, Darryl East, like, Darryl took one look at the vision and said, I'm not calling this shit. And he seriously did a walkout. He said, I'm not calling this shit. And it's down to be broadcast that weekend.
No.
And they call me in, and they say, well, here's the VHS
What, you've got to voice it all?
And you've got to voice the lot. Everything. And Jalen Guy never threw to me.
Oh.
For the one episode of the Australian version of Robot Wars.
Yeah. So they just cut out his throat.
They cut out Darryl East, he'd just say, and now the next bout is up. And it would stop. And then I'd pick up. Thanks, Jay. So I never got any credit for that.
That's fantastic.
Apart from this podcast.
Yeah.
You've been a great admirer.
I have.
That's a bizarre story.
And the other sport I'll give a mention is, it was like the world's toughest man. It was in a ring. It was the Japanese mafia came out here to stage some event at the Hordern Pavilion or somewhere, and anyway, one of the promoters got in touch and said, you can call this, and it's sort of anything goes. They'd fight, they'd start with gloves, and they'd end up getting down to a few outs of bandages, and they get down to bare knuckle in the fight. Anyway, they end up with two blokes in the ring, so they are the two toughest men in the world, and obviously there was a sting on, because in the opening minute of the final, one bloke threw a haymaker that appeared to miss, maybe just glance the nose of a bloke, like actually just touch the hair on his nose. And he goes down like a sack of shit.
Oh, no.
And he never gets up.
No.
And that's it, the fight's over. So there's obviously a sting on, he would go down in the first round, stay down. Yeah. But he might have had just a drop of blood, just a little drop. And, world's toughest man, number 2 toughest man, just gave up in the fight, and I was calling that. And I say, well, what am I meant to call about now? And I had to build it up like it was a sensation, and what a blow, must be a bad injury. And all the time going, it doesn't freaking hit him. Like the replays, it doesn't touch him.